doing much for me. Now, if you had Jeremiah Love going to the Washington Commanders and teaming up with Jaden Daniels, that's a team that made it to the NFC Championship game just 2 seasons ago. That, to me, is interesting. Just entertainment value-wise, as an NFL fan, without a dog in the fight with either of those two teams, I would much rather see him be with the Washington Commanders.
I think that we have learned over the years how important fit has become to the discussion about where teams are drafted, or where players are drafted to which teams. And this does feel like another one of those where like fit's gonna matter so much for Love, right? We saw last year with Genti, right? He was drafted to a team with no offensive line, and it just was a miserable experience. But now imagine going to Commanders, and you have a decent offensive line, and you have the ability to to play with a quarterback like that. You probably have a much better experience than we saw Genti have last year. So it does matter, right?
Yeah, it absolutely does. That's why I think there are a lot of mock drafts with Jeremiah Love going to the Titans at 4th overall, which would make a lot of sense. He might not be there at 4th overall, but just think about this from Jeremiah Love's perspective. You could go to the Arizona Cardinals at 3, go to the Titans at 4. They got a lot of offensive line work to do. It would be comparable to Saquon with the Giants, or like you said, Genti with the Raiders last season, where they're not going to be able to maximize his talent and what he brings to the table. All of a sudden, Jeremiah Love drops a little bit and goes to the Commanders with what with what you get from your quarterback position, and that's a different ball game right there. Jaden Daniels is a special talent, so yeah, just a couple of picks and a couple of slots, it makes a world of difference for a prospect like that. Very interested to see how it plays out. All right, coming up next, there's a new villain in town, kinda.
We are Black Sports. Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and when production shifts, your workforce has to keep up without driving costs up. Express Employment Professionals connects manufacturers with skilled talent fast, contract or full-time, so the job gets done right. Need assemblers, machinists, quality inspectors, maintenance techs, or production leaders? Get started at expresspros.com to find the right people when you need them and reap the benefits of a flexible workforce. Hire smarter and faster with your local Express office. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
More pots, more plants, and more deals? It's giving SpringFest at Lowe's. Save on gardening staples with Stay Green Premium 2 cubic foot mulch. 5 bags for $10. Plus, get select 1-pint annuals for $1. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Cleanup for an earlier vehicle fire is underway on Highway 71 eastbound the Spirit of Texas. 2 right lanes are blocked off. You're now backed up from Riverside Drive, causing a 25-minute slowdown. There's also a crash being worked on the service road of 290 westbound at 130, and stop-and-go speeds northbound on I-35 from 45 to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Burger King. Burger King has been working on the Whopper, and thanks to you, it's never tasted better. Flame grilled beef, crisp produce, and a perfectly toasted bun. Whether it's been weeks or years, come try the Whopper again for only $3.99 on Whopper Wednesday. Terms apply. Visit bk.com/terms.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters. With care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home, beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Individual results may vary.
Ownwell has saved us over $2,000 in 2 years. Trying to protest your taxes on your own, it can drive somebody mad. Get onto Ownwell, create an account, input information about your house. They do everything for you, and it's amazing.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Plus, Ownwell handles everything from paperwork to negotiations and even attending hearings on your behalf. Ownwell saves you time and money. Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. Text HOME to 64,000. Text HOME to 64,000. That's HOME to 64,000.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose.
$5,000 to spend in your classroom.
Thanks to you, more than 50,000 teachers have been recognized for the amazing work they do in classrooms across America each and every day.
$5,000 in school supplies.
Congratulations! We're helping get teachers the resources they need to inspire the next generation.
All the people who help our children to learn and thrive, it's a partnership. We can't do it by ourselves.
Just go to iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, Mo City, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas.
Well, wherever you may be listening, this is a Turn the Page Tuesday edition of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on that iHeartRadio app. The playoffs are heating up in the NBA, and we'll talk about all the results from last night and previews tonight's matchup with the Spurs and the Rockets trying to continue to win. Spurs continue to roll, Rockets trying to get a win. Plus, the NFL draft is right around the corner, so we'll talk to Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com and the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer, to get the latest on the teams. And, of course, we got to do our thing with Joe Cook of Inside Texas. But let's get everything started. I'm your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, you know the drill. All you got to do is text the word Texas followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, we're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets, but you got to use that talkback feature on the new and improved and always free iHeartRadio app. Get it and get it done. Well, let's get into it, Mark, because you start to look at the season as a whole. You weren't here during the week because you were busy during doing WWE stuff and DJing and comedy shows and everything else that goes on with it. But it was WrestleMania. But I wanted to ask you about the spring and your thoughts on where we are. We're going to talk to Joe Cook to recap all the things that happened in the spring game and what's the moves that are going on with the University of Texas, both on the hardwood and on the football field. But while you've been away, there's a lot that has happened, but I want to get your thoughts on the spring. And obviously it wasn't a game. It was more of a practice. It was a scrimmage. It was the meet and greet and all that great stuff. But there were names that were being talked about the entire time. Some of the new players made an impact. Some of the old players made a new impact because they got a new defensive coordinator in Will Muschamp. You got Sark that is really focused on the offensive side of the ball. You got KJ Lacey taking all the snaps. What were some of your biggest takeaways from what you heard and what you've got knowledge of when it came to the spring?
Well, you knew I was going to look at every social media outlet. I was going to look at every sports writer, what they posted, what they saw, and I would give credit to the people that I study and watch, Anwar Richardson and Rod Babers. They gave me, if I'm gonna listen to somebody, I'm gonna listen to them, and they gave glowing reports about Lacey. I feel less anxiety about the quarterback position at the backup side. Also, Day-Day McCutcheon. They said that he was, and then all the clips I saw, he made a couple of catches that was like Odell Beckham circus catches, one wide open crosser, post across the middle that, was just a subtle hip swivel, and he was wide open. And if he's going to get some of those looks one-on-one if Coleman is double covered, which he should be, and you're playing close to the line of scrimmage on Wingo. So that would be a great play. And if he hit it, then awesome. The running backs look good. Of course, there was minimal contact in the 20 or so real plays that were run. So I was impressed with what I read and what I heard.
Yeah, one of the things that really stood out to me, and we'll talk to Joe Cook of Inside Texas coming up at 7:34, so stay locked in for that. One of the biggest things that I've been kind of excited about was trying to find out who is going to be some of those young freshmen that are going to be able to make an impact. Yep. Obviously, Jermaine Bishop Jr. has been getting a lot of love and a lot of pub from so many different people. You also get a chance to look at the running back Derek Cooper, who's exciting. We got a chance to talk to Jabbar Jaloop about his running back room, and he's very impressed with what the young freshman has been able to do, picking up blitzes, being able to put his face in there and not being afraid of it. Those are some of the things that I continue to look at. On the defensive side, a guy that's been getting a lot of conversation is the kid from Carlsbad. He's a big linebacker, Rocky Cummings. He was somebody that has really, really came on here with the defensive side of the ball. And he was a guy, I'll be honest with you, he didn't jump out to me, but when Texas is recruiting guys like that from New Mexico, you kind of got to understand. Yeah, you kind of understand.
They did their due diligence.
Yeah.
And Rocky Cummings got a lot of love from a lot of what they said in the press, as well as Wesley, the defensive end. They said that he's going to play. They said if Atkinson can play, he can play. And Cummings, man, that's good for the defense. And I'm really looking forward to also seeing this man-on-man coverage. They said that Texas ran like 70% man coverage. And I'm like, good Lord, that's a high ratio, but I think it's practice.
And I said New Mexico. He's from Carlsbad, California, not Carlsbad, New Mexico. Rocky Cummings, that is. But you start to understand what this all looks like. And for Texas, I believe that this offseason, this spring, was to try to find out how much depth they have. I mean, you didn't have your guy Trevor Gooseby on the offensive line. He worked out, but he didn't have to do all the other stuff. You had different offensive linemen that was getting love. Coleman was getting a lot of love from the staff, not only the coaching staff, but also the players as well. You also looked around and you to your point, KJ Lacey grew up because he was taking those reps. And as they say in football, you're one play away. Hopefully, knock on wood, he doesn't have to play.
Right.
But being able to earn those reps and really take that next step was important for that young man to be able to do so. And it's big for the program. So you start looking at those types of deals. If they were to play a game, obviously Arch Manning would have been ready to go. He's healthy. But if they needed to find out what they need to do in the transfer portal, because the transfer portal closed, but it's still open. You can't enter the transfer portal, but if you've already entered it, you can still go sign at a different school.
Okay.
So I know it kind of,
that threw me off when you said it's open.
It's closed.
But it's closed.
It's closed, but it's open.
So you mean
as long as you enter,
I can go to Waffle House, but I can't eat. It's open.
It's open,
but it's closed.
Yeah.
Well, no. If you've already got to Waffle House before they lock the doors,
then you can.
Oh,
eat.
there you go. Then you can eat. All right, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
And I don't know if you want to be in a Waffle House with doors locked.
No, that means the police coming.
That is that hell in a cell. Since you want to talk about wrestling, if that happens, we got to see the world.
They have battle royals in there all the time.
They definitely have battle royals in there. So, as I said, we'll get into more of that conversation about Texas football, but also there were some moves on the basketball court as well. Texas in the transfer portal, making a bunch of moves, bringing in all kinds of players from different levels. Speaking of basketball, Bo Ogden was named Mr. Texas Basketball yesterday by the Texas Basketball Coaches Association. So there's that. But when you start to look at what's going on with this Texas men's basketball team, you got Isaiah Johnson, the point guard from Colorado, David Punch, power forward from TCU, Amari Evans, shooting guard from Tennessee, athletic wing, Elijah Freeman from Auburn, somebody that is going to come in and athletically going to be pushing for a started role. Obviously, Matis being back, Austin Gooseby, one of the top players in the state of Texas who played for Dynamic Prep with Jermaine O'Neal. He is ready to play as of now. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that could come in and be an impactful player right away. So with Texas being able to do that, Sean Miller bolstered his roster and kind of put Texas on the map again.
Elijah Freeman, did you see any of his highlights?
Yeah, I did.
Hey.
We played him yesterday with the dunk and the power that he was putting on there.
Like, get out the way on the break.
Yep.
He is going to – Texas, the only guy athletically from this last season that you would look at and go athletically was Swain. And also Kendall Weaver. But this guy is a basketball player. He can handle the ball. If he get the outlet, he can just take it himself.
Yep.
But he is a high riser. He will bash your face in.
Yep. So we'll
be
see.
Excited.
I'm definitely excited about what Texas basketball has been able to do. It's really, it's about time. It's about time that people got excited for Texas basketball and looked at it in a certain light. He teased us by getting us to the Sweet 16, being able to be in that part of it. Now he went out and got some real monsters. When we come back, we're going to talk NBA. That's right, folks. The playoffs have heated up. There's so much to get into. I cannot wait to talk about all the things that are happening. And Wembanyama, unanimous. I told you. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Phones, laptops, Laptops, cars, smart speakers.
I use the iHeartRadio app.
All devices, all the time. Your home for the horns. 1300 The Zone.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
All lanes are back open after a vehicle fire has been taken care of on Highway 71 eastbound at the Spirit of Texas, and speeds are slowly starting to recover in the area. There is an accident causing slowdowns, though, on 130 southbound at Palmer Lane, and stop-and-go speeds this morning going northbound on I-35, about a 10 to 15-minute add-to-your drive from 45 to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is brought to you by Hectra.org.
The places you can go with an Easy Tag, and it's not just toll roads throughout Texas. You get seamless toll travel in Oklahoma, Kansas, Florida, Colorado. Get your Easy Tag at hctra.org.
Hi, this is Tom McKay, owner of Audiovisual Consultations. Today's home electronics can be a bit daunting. My company has spent the last 38 years making sure they are not. We carry all major brands of television and stereo equipment at prices you can't find in stores, and you don't have to leave your house. We come to you. I believe in having fun and dreaming big. If you have a dream for your home entertainment, let me know. I can make that dream come true. Anything from theaters to multi-room audio systems, lighting control, computer networks, hell, even golf simulators. We cultivate clients for a lifetime by treating everyone like their family. And we provide everything at incredibly competitive prices and install it seamlessly into your home. So relax, hug your kids, make love to your wife, and smile. Then give us a call at 512-255-8678. It's 512-255-8678 or online at avconsultations.com.
At Steel Round Rock GMC, we don't just sell trucks and SUVs, we raise the bar. It's called the Steel Standard. Every new vehicle comes with over $1,400 in added protection and no extra cost. Other dealers charge for this. We don't. Including ceramic window tint with a lifetime warranty plus our comprehensive protection package. The price you see is the price you pay. Just the way it should be. Only at Steel Round Rock GMC. Everything we do is driven by you, GMC. We are professional grade.
You know what your customers are doing right this second? The exact same thing you are, listening to me. Which, let's be honest, is kind of flattering. But my point is, ads on iHeartRadio actually get heard. In the car, at the gym, on the couch, while people are walking their dogs. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. That's right. You're a good boy. So why not make the next ad about you? Get started today. Call 844-844-iHeart or go to iHeartAdvertising.com. That's 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text PARENT to 323232, PARENT to 323232, PARENT to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app could win you something amazing.
The iHeart Awards in LA.
Plus, it's the fastest way to get your voice on your favorite station.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
I love you
guys. Have a good day.
Try the Talkback mic now. Just open the free iHeartRadio app.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em horns.
Hart with the rebound. No timeout called. Get it up for Bridges. Put it up for the win. And he missed it. Atlanta comes all the way back from 14 down and ties the series.
It's unbelievable when you watch NBA basketball, how at this level, teams just find a way to blow the games. As you heard right there, the Atlanta Hawks come from behind 14 points to defeat the New York Knicks on the road, 107-106. They continue to find ways to lose matchups that they should be winning. And the thing that bothers me the most, the thing that really, really bothers me the most is this is the reason why New York Knicks fans lose their mind, because you have opportunities, you have a lead, and you just go up there and start throwing shots up instead of moving the basketball, and you're keeping your best players on the bench. The team is going on a run, and you leave your best players on the bench because you think your team is going to be able to settle down.
Listen, man, I'm not going to lie to you. The lead was 9. And then my alarm went off. I woke up and I saw they lost by 1 and was like, wait a minute. What happened? So I listened this morning to Unsportsmanlike, and they explained about the players being on the bench. And they explained that they lined up a big guy on Jalen Brunson, and they shot over the top because they didn't feel like he could defend the shots that they were taking in the mid-range. And that's how they came back and beat them. They scored, I think, like 6 times in a row and evaporated the lead. Like, I don't – how do you fix that, Hardge? And that's a coaching thing.
There is no tomorrow. That's the whole thing, man. That's it.
You lost 1 at home. Now you got to go take 1.
Well, and not only that, that's 100% true. Not going to deny that. The problem that I have with it is when your team is winning and you continue to jack up shots. Now, I know every time you take a shot, you think it's going in. I get it. I understand. Y'all are professionals. But when it's not and you continue to jack it up from outside and not getting the ball into your playmaker's hands. At one point, they gave Mikal Bridges 3 shots in a row. Got the rebound, passed it to him. He shot a 3, missed it. They got the rebound, passed it to him. He shot a 3, missed it. Got it again. Passed it back to him, and he shot a 3 and missed it. And my thought was, why y'all keep passing him the ball? He done already showed you. You gave him 2 in a row. Bring the ball back out. Don't rush, because when it hits the rim, the clock resets. So why are y'all in a frantic pace when there's no reason to, but you got your playmakers on the bench?
Got to shoot out of it.
I'm like, man, not at that point. Not at that point.
No.
Get the ball to your guys that can go and make plays. And then at the end of the game, I know it's neither here nor there, but you're down by 1, and Mikal Bridges gets the ball, and instead of attacking the rim, because he is so long, attack the rim, he pulls up on a mid-range. And again, he has just been missing all his shots.
The shots were not falling. Sometimes you just got to go, you know what, man, I'm finna go drop it in because it's not falling.
It was really, really rough. But again, New York Knicks fans, I feel your pain. I understand why you're angry. I'm not even a Knicks fan, and I was getting fired up watching the game because I had a wager. But, you start looking at the game and how things go down, and it's like y'all were up, and you find a way to blow the lead. You win the first quarter. The second quarter, you go to halftime, and you are at 61 to 54, and you end up losing that game. It just doesn't make sense. You got outscored in the fourth quarter 28-15 because you were just jacking up shots.
Jackosaurus.
Unbelievable. But with that being said, I love the fact that C.J. McCollum, you know, there's always a guy during this time that are playing in New York that the fans end up not liking. They end up loving it, and it brings out the best for them. That was C.J. McCollum last night with 32.6 assists, but more and more clutch baskets. But now the fans are looking at him, and he's like, I'm not no villain.
I am no villain. I'm a nice guy with 2 kids and a wife. I think it's admiration. Great, passionate fans in a really hostile environment. It's fun. It's basketball. It's the playoffs. And if anything, I think it's a sign of respect.
He went out there and balled.
Tell me that didn't sound like Danny Davis. Close your eyes and you listen. Man, that sound like Danny Davis. Let me find out that Danny got a jump shot.
I really doubt that was Danny Davis. I promise you that. I promise you that. In the other matchups, it was 115-105 as the Cleveland Cavaliers defended their home court, taking both games at home. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, and you can put in Evan Mosley, all had big games. Donovan Mitchell with 30, James Harden with 28, and Evan Mosley with 25. Local product, Jared Allen had 10 points, played well, was very efficient as well. This series to me is over. They may win one at home just because, but Cleveland is just too much with that 3-headed monster and what they've been able to do.
You know, and this is the thing about James Harden is effective more at Cleveland than he is anywhere else he's ever been. You know why? Is because he can dribble, penetrate, and get the ball to somebody else. Take the ball out of his hands because he always was ball dominant and would dribble the ball out, and take a bad shot. I'll take Donovan Mitchell taking a bad shot because a bad shot from Donovan Mitchell is a good shot for everybody else. And I just trust him to be more clutch in the shooting and scoring than I do James Harden. But James Harden does a good job of breaking the defense down and leaving him by himself with one player on him, which is a loss for your team.
Yep. And the whole thing too is it is unreal when you start to look at how he's changed his personality, because the beard is still ugly. The beard is still gross.
But it's better for him to have the beard. Have you seen him without the beard?
Yeah, I've seen him. But
man from another planet. That's all I'm going to say.
I have been impressed with the way that he's handled everything in Cleveland, and understanding that the team is around Donovan Mitchell, not James Harden. Donovan Mitchell is Cleveland. He has been doing that. He has been the man. You were brought in to help him out, and that's exactly what you were able to do.
That's hard for a star player. James Harden is going to go in the Hall of Fame,
but that doesn't mean that he didn't adapt to things.
I'm not going to argue with you this morning. I just made a statement.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, did you think that I was saying that it wasn't going to be hard for him? Is that what you were saying?
I thought you was going to say it wasn't.
No. What happens is you are tired of being a loser.
There you go.
You're tired of not. I can be the man and not be a loser.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So let me start moving the ball around and doing different things.
That usually comes on the other side of that age bracket too, when you start to give it in to the younger guy who has the athletic ability and able to carry a team like that.
Well, it comes to fruition when you look at Charles Barkley and see how he get roasted every day from Shaq and Kenny about not having
a title.
And your crew, your guys around you have gotten rings. So you need to let me find a way to get this done. But in the nightcap, Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves found a way to get it done against the Nuggets, and Anthony Edwards let everybody know, hey, man, we need Gobert on the court because he is a stopper.
I told him in the locker room just now before I came in here, like, brother, we don't we're half the team when you're on the bench. It's just that simple. Like, everybody gonna say this about Rudy. He's this, he's that. They don't understand what he means to us when he's on the floor. Like, people don't want to lay the ball up around him. People just don't want to go at Rudy. Like, regardless of what they say about him on the offensive end of the floor, like, he's a 4-time defensive player of the year for a reason. He's been doing it at a high level for a long time, and we need him on the floor. That's why I challenged him at the end of the third. Because, I mean, Jokic is maybe 4-time MVP, 3-time. What is it? He got 3 MVPs, but like, Jokic got 4 defensive player. I mean, Rudy got 4 defensive player of the year for a reason, man. Like, he can guard. So I think people got to start respecting him. You know, put some respect on his name.
Rudy is that guy that can play some defense, and that's why you need a leader like Anthony Edwards in that locker room to really bring the best out of people.
Man, I'm just marveled at Anthony Edwards' development. Just in 1 year, he sounds like a leader rather than just a braggadocious player.
Well, we just got the clean version of what he
Oh, that was the clean version?
He still was Anthony Davis. Anthony Edwards. He was still Anthony Edwards. Don't ever get that twisted. He ain't changing that much. Coming up next, we're going to talk to our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. The spring season is over for Texas football. What's next? And, of course, we definitely got to talk about what's happening on the hardwood. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
A stalled vehicle has the 2 left lanes blocked off on 183 southbound at Loop 360, backing you up from Breaker. A crash also affects the exit ramp on I-35 northbound off to Palmer, backing you up here from Berrywood Drive. And on Palmer Lane is an accident at DeSalle Road, causing delays for drivers trying to head westbound on Palmer Lane. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Lights or appliances burning out too quickly? Call Abacus for a professional weather readiness power checkup for just $79 and have a licensed Abacus electrician inspect your home for electrical safety issues. When it comes to protecting your home and family, you can count on Abacus. License M20628.
Have you figured out your favorite day at the Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock yet? The hottest new sports bar in Texas. Great every day or any day with the Rowdy Cowgirls. An amazing menu of food and drinks, 70 big screen TVs. But Tuesday is bikinis and booze day. All day. Spirits, beers, Rowdy Cowgirls. So saddle up and hit the road and join us at Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 loop.
The spring savings kickoff is on at Group 1 Ford of South Austin. Lease the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport for just $299 a month and $299 due at signing. Or drive the 2026 Ford Explorer, now $399 a month with $399 due at signing. Zero security deposit. With transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons, what you see is what you pay. Shop Group 1 Ford of South Austin today.
36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Excludes tax, title registration, and license fees. See dealer for full details. Offers end 4/30/26.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
The most complete college student offer Microsoft has ever made available is here now. From April 15th through June 30th, verified college students can purchase select Windows 11 PCs and be eligible for the Microsoft College Offer. Mark Linton, Vice President at Microsoft, has more.
The Microsoft College Offer gives students who are new subscribers 12 months of Microsoft 365 Premium for productivity and schoolwork, 12 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, where you access hundreds of games, and a free design your own Xbox wireless controller, where you can personalize your gaming setup with custom colors. And with Windows 11, students can choose from a wide range of amazing PCs that are eligible for the Microsoft College Offer at great prices, colors, and specs, so they can find the right PC that fits them best.
Windows 11 PCs plus the Microsoft College Offer is available to U.S. students with a valid .edu email. Terms apply. Learn more at windows.com/back-to-school offer. That's windows.com/back-to-school offer.
Spurs star Victor Wembanyama was named the first ever unanimous winner of the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year award. Spurs look to go up 2-0 in their first-round series against the Trailblazers tonight. Cowboys made Brandon Aubrey the highest-paid kicker in NFL history, signing Aubrey to a 4-year extension worth $28 million. Astros 4-run fourth crushed the Guardians 9-2. I'm Ron Moss.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Allstate.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
The 2026 NFL Draft. Your team's chance to find the next big star.
With the first pick.
And iHeart has you covered with the official slate of NFL podcasts.
Hi, it's Greg Rosenthal with NFL Daily. Join me and draft experts as we get you ready for all the action from Pittsburgh.
Dive deep into the world of draft boards, top picks, and even the late round sleepers.
Just open the free iHeart app and search NFL for all the rest of the NFL's official podcast.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeart Radio app. As I mentioned before we went to break, you start to sit back and think about the Texas Longhorns and what the spring football season looked like and what's going on. Texas Longhorns wrapped up the spring football and have plenty of momentum across all of the athletic department, but we always go to our guy on Tuesday, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him at Joseph Cook 89 on social. And Joe, now that the spring game is in the books, what was the biggest takeaway that you would have from the University of Texas and what you saw?
Yeah, mine is basically that the defensive install is going at the right pace. Without Arch Manning playing 11 on 11 situations with a lot of KJ Lacey, not much Dia Bell, I was curious how the defense would look as it's learning a lot of new stuff. There is some stuff that's carried over, but there's a lot of we're doing this, and we're doing it this way, and you got to learn it. And that's also with a safety room that's missing, maybe not its starters, but some of its frontline players, a linebacker position that maybe is missing a starter, and a well-stocked secondary. And it looks like the defense is getting it. They understand where they're supposed to be and when they're supposed to be there. And they were able to have a little bit better day than the offense on Saturday as a result. And again, that may have to do with Arch Manning not being full go for the team situations. But the fact that with what we know is a pretty complex defense, with what we know is an install, and those are always a little bit of a task. The fact that the defense is on its way to where it's supposed to be or where it ideally should be, that was my big one. With the offense, I think we understand that there's still going to be some chemistry being built. That we saw glimpses from Cam Coleman, we saw glimpses from some of the running backs, and heck, we saw glimpses from KJ Lacey. And I think that was something that was really important to me, just because the Texas coaches were available last Thursday, offensive coaches, and all of them were talking about, all the ones that work with quarterbacks are talking about, this was we feel like we know what we've got with Arch. And yeah, everybody gets a little bit better with practice, but he's still practicing. And so now KJ has the benefit of getting so many of these team reps with the first team, to where you feel a lot better if something were to happen to Arch, and you can have to throw in KJ Lacey to keep your season going and keep a game within reach and things like that. So overall, a lot of positive. I think the fact that we never really heard any word from Steve Sarkisian that seemed concerned. And granted, we only got a limited amount of opportunities with him in the spring, but he always seemed pretty upbeat when talking about the team. Like he was like, "Look, this isn't a effort thing that we have to fix. Like everybody's working, and if you're a coach, you can't fix effort, but you can fix small mistakes." And it seems like that was what the whole spring was about for them.
Brother, I'm hearing that the wide receiver room is looking as good as it's ever looked with Day-Day McCutcheon and Bishop in the back end of having 3 stars, as well as Texas going to probably 70% of man coverage. Like, how did you view that?
Yeah, I think with Ryan Wingo and Emmett Mosley working their way back over the course of the spring, and with Cam Coleman making highlight plays, you feel really strong about maybe a perceived top 3. And then you have to figure out, okay, how big do we want this rotation to be? You had a player last year in Dalen McCutcheon who you obviously earned your trust very early, and I doubt he's done much to lose your trust. There's Sterling Burkhalter, who's a veteran who has also been, kind of impressive in that Cam Coleman secondary, the understudy Cam Coleman role. And then you got some star freshmen like Jermaine Bishop and Cohen Brown, who it seems like every time people ask about them over at Inside Texas, it's, well, these guys are going to be tough to keep off the field. And we know that Steve Sarkisian, if he allocated more snaps to maybe some backup wide receivers, they wouldn't look out of place. We just know that's not his thing. But it seems like every year we're wondering, is this the year that rotation finally expands and gets a little bigger? And I don't know if that'll be the case, but I think they're going to find snaps for talents like Jermaine Bishop, just because he's got an electric ability that maybe in the open field that looks a little bit different than anything else they have on the roster.
Well, it's funny that you say that because we're talking to Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him at Joseph Cook 89. The question that I was going to ask you is, which player who might not be a household name just yet, but is somebody that folks definitely need to pay attention to coming into the fall? And it sounds like Jermaine Bishop Jr. might be that guy.
Yeah, I think it's him, and I think it's Derek Cooper at running back. I think he's going to earn a significant amount of carries. Not sure exactly how many, but they have showed a lot of trust in him early. On defense, it may be Samari Matthews. He's been a player that's a position that's got a lot of experience and a lot of talent. And maybe he doesn't always find his way on the field for standard down stuff. But I would not be shocked if Samari Matthews is a player that they trust very early to perform on special teams, and we see him on punt, on kickoff return, and doing things like that. So I think that may be where, if you're looking for freshmen playing, you may find some guys there a little bit earlier than elsewhere, just because there's a lot of veteran help on that defense already, and a lot of veterans in the secondary to where playing early might be tough. But I think on special teams, you will definitely see Samari Matthews probably have an impact just because he's had such a strong first spring.
Joe, give us a little snippet of what Rocky Commons and Wesley are doing.
Richard Wesley, I'll start with him. Well, Alan Clark last week spoke about Richard Wesley, and I think sometimes when there are no nonsense recruitments, or at least if from the Texas perspective there's not much nonsense, you forget about a player. He was not only was he a 5-star, he was a 5-star who was supposed to be he's supposed to be a junior in high school right now, and he reclassified. And yeah, he jumps into the pool with Dan Lanning and commits to Oregon, decommits about a month later, commits to Texas, and then has a pretty quiet recruitment from there on out. But he was a 5-star basically the whole time, even after reclassifying. And so at this point, they're probably going to play him in a similar role to what they do with Lance Jackson. But who knows where he's going to be, maybe this time next year, considering he's so young. I think he's on the right pace. Like, I think he'll be 18 when the school year starts. But that's still super young. And this could be a player who, grows, he could put on 40-something pounds in the next year just by having a lifting regimen and a nutrition regimen that's a little bit different from when he's in high school. He could end up playing, staying at that end spot. He could end up at defensive tackle. But there is a lot of early talent being shown and early physical ability that has, a lot of excitement on the team. This is just a case where I don't know, as wild as it sounds, he may be a really good football player at Texas, but he may not fully physically mature until, it's NFL draft time, which is something crazy to think about. But when you reclassify and you're that talented, it could still hold true, and it could still be after he has a very successful career at Texas.
Joe, we're going to let you go with this. Texas basketball has made some major moves in the transfer portal. The portal closes today. Doesn't mean that they're not done getting guys on campus. What were your thoughts on what you've seen so far with Texas basketball?
Yeah, so I thought that they needed to find an initiator, they needed to find a playmaker, they needed to find front court depth, and then they either needed to re-sign both Swain and Matas or get Matas and then Dalen Swain insurance. And I think they've done all of that. You may not have maybe some perimeter shooting that you would like, but we saw Texas be pretty successful on offense this year without a major perimeter threat, shooting from three. So I think what they added, if you ask a lot of the college basketball national experts, are like, this could be one of the top 10 teams in the country to start the year next year. And then, there is a chance still, if Dalen Swain maybe doesn't hear what he's looking for in the NBA draft, that he ends up, coming back. And then you have, not only do you have an 8-man rotation at the least, but you have a little bit of everything. You have an opportunity to put Swain in a position that might be a little bit better for his skill set. And you have, that true initiator. You have that front court depth. You have some talented freshmen who are going to be asked to do some things, but you don't have to just 100% lean on them. It's going to look like a team that may be a little bit more what Sean Miller is accustomed to. And it's going to be a very talented team, it looks like, at this juncture, and one that addressed basically all its offseason needs in a very fantastic way.
Love it, love it, love it. Appreciate you, as always, man, for taking the time
and
breaking it all down. As always, there he is, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. You can follow him on social media at JosephCook89. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, guys.
There he is, Joe Cook. When we come back, Texas softball gets a big, big victory in Georgia as the Longhorns take down the Bulldogs, and we'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Texas softball is back. Catch the Longhorns as they defend their national championship.
Texas wins the national championship.
Listen to every big hit,
High and deep, a grand slam,
every strikeout,
swing and a miss.
all season long. Search Retro Austin on the iHeartRadio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
All lanes are back open after a vehicle fire has been taken care of on Highway 71 eastbound at the Spirit of Texas, and speeds are slowly starting to recover in the area. There is an accident causing slowdowns, though, on 130 southbound at Palmer Lane, and stop-and-go speeds this morning going northbound on I-35, about a 10 to 15-minute add-to-your drive from 45 to William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
Leander, this is your new spot. Willie's Grill and Ice House is now open. We're talking a full scratch kitchen, stacked burgers, hand battered chicken tenders, and crawfish delivered fresh from Louisiana every single day. Ice cold drinks covered. Full bar ready. Wall to wall TVs for every game, of course. And because it's Texas, a completely climate controlled covered patio. So whether you're grabbing drinks, catching the game, or posting up with your crew, this is your spot. Willie's Grill and Ice House, now open in Leander. Additional locations in Georgetown, Pflugerville, and Kyle.
It's a sale.
Right now, every service needed for your vehicle is on sale at any of the 3 Leaf Johnson Ford locations, Austin, Manor, and Buda. And we're wide open. Tires, brakes, oil changes for only $39.99 with synthetic blend oil, tire rotations, and alignments. You name it. Any of the 3 Central Texas locations have it on sale. Can't come see us? We'll come see you with our mobile van on most services, or we'll come pick it up and bring it back. Go to leafjohnson.com and pick your location and time. You'll love it at Leaf, Austin, Buda, and Manor.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings, like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker. Bring out the good.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
2-1. High chop left side, off the glove of the reaching third baseman Lindemuth. It trickles into left field. Around third base, Atwood, she scores. And going to third base is Martinez as Leanne Good gets an RBI single. And it's 3-0 Texas. 1-2. Good, a high drive, center field. Deep, and there it is. She runs into one, and Texas retakes the lead. 2-run blast, 5-3. And finally, the Longhorns a little bit off the schneid. 243 feet, the estimated distance to straightaway center. 9th of the year for Good, 31st and 32nd RBI. 0-2 pitch. Wells hits a high drive to left. Back goes Goodwin to the warning track. She stops at the wall. It's back-to-back for Texas, and the Longhorns lead by 3. Another pitcher's count home run. And Wells with her 9th of the season. That one estimated 215. Another 1-2. Swing and a miss. And the Longhorns take the series. Well, it took an inning longer than they would prefer. Well, we got to see some fireworks, a couple of home runs to retake the lead, and the Longhorns get it done in 8 innings by a final of 6-3. Kavon, after walking the leadoff batter in the 8th, gets help from the defense, a double play, and then is able to get a strikeout and end it. Longhorns improved to 35-7 overall, 12-6 in conference play. With that 12-6 record, they tie Tennessee for the 5th spot in the standings with 2 weeks to go. Georgia falls to 33-13 overall. They are 10-8 in the SEC standings.
Texas beats Georgia 6-3 in 8 innings. Outstanding work by Tegan Kavon, but of course that offense had to come through. And as you heard, some great defensive plays as well. They now take on Oklahoma State tomorrow night. 7 o'clock first pitch on ESPN2, but you can always find the game on the iHeartRadio app. Search Retro Austin to get all of the latest. And that's huge for Texas softball. They needed to get things rolling after that loss on Sunday. They lost 4-2, but they come back and win the ball game. And as I said, they will be at home tomorrow night, ESPN2, 7 o'clock first pitch, but you can hear it on Retro Austin, taking on Oklahoma State, as that is always a big-time matchup. Tonight, Texas men's baseball will be taking on the Air Force Academy. That game will be at 6:30. Sam Cozart, freshman pitcher for the Texas Longhorn, gets SEC Co-Freshman of the Week honors 1 week after we had Anthony Pack Jr. get that as well. You start to look around. Texas has a good collection of freshmen. And along with that, we've had accolades for Dylan Volantis, Demo Becerra, and Ruger Riojas. And, of course, I just mentioned Anthony Pack Jr. Texas comes in as the number 4 ranked team, and this will be the last home game of the week before they hit the road to take on SEC foe Vanderbilt in Nashville Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But right now, I want to give you an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Eric Clapton's Crossroads Guitar Festival September the 26th at the Moody Center. All you got to do is use the keyword of today, cream. Cream is the keyword of the day for you to win a pair of tickets to go see Eric Clapton's Crossroads Guitar Festival on September the 26th. And all you have to do is leave the keyword of the day, cream, by using that free iHeartRadio app. Get over there wherever, well, we told you, on the iHeartRadio app, hold that red microphone down and leave the keyword cream. Also, this will be draft week. Draft week will be going on this Thursday. We will be at the Rowdy Cowboy this Thursday for the NFL Draft Show. Cam Parker, Mark Henry, Bucky and BK, and myself will be there leading you up to the draft. We will go live at 2 o'clock, and we will be there all the way up until 6:50 for Round Rock Express Baseball. Thursday at the Rowdy Cowboy, 2401 South IH-35 Frontage Road, up there near Round Rock. Come and hang out with us and see what picks are going to happen. Speaking of picks, the NFL draft is just around the corner, so we will have Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com joining us next to find out the latest with the Dallas Cowboys, and was the signing of Brandon Aubrey the right thing? We'll ask Tommy about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. Hardball Hardge here for Cover Ford Hutto. This April, the Blue Bonnets are blooming, and the deals are too. Right now, get $20,991 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 Lightning Flashes and $14,351 off of MSRP on select new 2025 Ford Mustang Mach-E's. Just like Bluebonnet season, these deals won't last long, so come experience the Covert difference. Visit Cover Ford Hutto right off of 79 in Hutto, coverfordhutto.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
For over 30 years, CertaPro Painters has been part of countless memories. Every wall tells a story, and we've been proud to help write them. We are more than just your local painters, with care, craftsmanship, and certainty. From the first brushstroke to the final smile, our promise is simple. Your home beautifully painted and worry-free. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. Get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
I am dedicated. I am TNT.
With Team in Training, you will reach your best physical self so blood cancer patients can reach theirs. Change your life by joining a marathon, half marathon, triathlon, or a cycle event, and you'll change the lives of blood cancer patients.
I am committed. I am TNT.
After 600,000 participants and almost $1 billion raised for treatments, TNT has helped the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society make a significant impact in the advancement of blood cancer therapies that save lives every day.
I am making a difference. I am TNT.
Join TNT. Expand your circle of friends to be part of a very special community. Train with world-class trainers and have the chance to be part of the most exciting endurance sports events in the country. Or train on your own schedule with TNT Flex. Join TNT and fundraise while you train and take part in getting us all closer to a world without blood cancers.
Join TNT now. Go to teamintraining.org.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Ownwell. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ownwell.com/terms. Individual results may vary.
Ownwell has saved us over $2,000 in 2 years. Trying to protest your taxes on your own, it can drive somebody mad. Get onto Ownwell, create an account, input information about your house. They do everything for you, and it's amazing.
Your property taxes aren't set in stone. They can be reduced. Ownwell combines savvy technology and deep local expertise to save real estate owners real money. Plus, Ownwell handles everything from paperwork to negotiations and even attending hearings on your behalf. Ownwell saves you time and money. Want to see how much Ownwell can save you on your property taxes? Just enter an address and see your tax savings estimate. See how much you can save with Ownwell right now. Text HOME to 64,000. Text HOME to 64,000. That's HOME to 64,000.
Got something to say?
Love you.
Well, just tap the red talkback mic on the free iHeartRadio app.
Let's go.
Requests, contests, or just to say hi.
Hey, this is Heather.
Get your voice on the air fast.
I got the windows rolled down, the moonroof open.
Open the iHeartRadio app and try it now.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. We had a lot of NBA talk in hour number 1. We also talked to Joe Cook of Inside Texas about the wrap-up of Texas spring football. But the 2026 NFL Draft is just a few days away, and the Dallas Cowboys are looking to add some key pieces to their roster. And to talk about all of that might be happening on Thursday night, we welcome our guy, Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com. You can follow him at Tommy_Yarish. And Tommy, I'm not going to waste any time, but getting right into it. The Dallas Cowboys are ready to make their first pick at number 12, and they are going to go.
Well, for me, my answer to that is your guess is probably as good as mine. This is, I understand that, we come on and we're supposed to give insight and things like that. And I'm happy to do so because there are guys that they're interested in. But it is, peak line season, so everybody's hearing different things. Yeah. And, where do they really stand? What guys are they really interested in? This is a tough read because the draft can go so many different ways before Dallas that you almost aren't really sure what kind of scenario they're going to end up in.
It's difficult to project. They have not shied away from the fact that, this does not need to be a defensive pick at 12 or 20. If the best player on the board is available and it's offense, then they're going to take it. And I think that almost every position except quarterback is probably, and running back, because Jeremiah Love probably won't be there and nobody's going to go that high after Love. And everything is in play. Now I think the ideal situation or ideal scenario that they'd love to see is if a Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State, or Sonny Styles, the linebacker from Ohio State, falls to them at 12. I think, of the two, Downs probably has the higher chance of getting there just because of positional value. If teams lean too much on that, but then again, this could be a draft where all of that goes out the window too. So I think obviously defense is where they want to go. And I think, they've talked a lot about trading up. I would be hard pressed to see them trading up unless Arvell Reese or David Bailey is somehow available at number 6. So I think they're going to stick and pick the best players on the board. If they do try a trade, I think they're going to try and trade out of 20 and just kind of see what's there. But you need 2 to tango.
Well, I'm looking at it from this standpoint. Hardge talked me out of being Mr. Trade. But with the Giants having 2 picks in the top 10, they're going to try to take whatever away from who's potentially could beat them in the East. And I feel like that will be where the tire meets the road. The Cowboys may have to move up if they're going to get Downs or they're going to get Sonny Styles or one of those defensive ends. I don't think everything really good is going to fall to them. What do you think?
Well, that's a good point, but you can also say the opposite because here's the thing about the Giants. They need just about everything, right? Maybe not quarterback. I don't think they need a pass rusher because they've got so many of them unless they just say, hey, we're going to just try to load up on some of these guys. They've been linked a lot to Arizona State wide receiver Jordan Tyson. That could very well be the pick at number 10. And at number 5, if Jeremiah Love falls to them, do they feel like that's a good pick? If he gets past Tennessee at 4, I think that's in play. So they could very easily double up on offense too and just say, look, we're going to fully commit to this quarterback that we've got, and we're going to get him, 2 really good pieces to surround him with. And sure, the trade for Dexter Lawrence means they lose a core piece on the defensive line. So, but is there a defensive tackle that you feel like can go in the top 10? I don't know if there is. So that makes things interesting. Obviously, they've been linked a lot with Sonny Styles, too, the linebacker from Ohio State. So that still very well could be an option, and so could Caleb Downs. They could very well go Downs and Styles or a combination of the two in some form or fashion. But you can make the case, too, that them being at 10 might help Dallas in some scenarios if they say, hey, we want to go offense here, get our quarterback a star receiver, and if Jeremiah Love is available from Notre Dame, I wouldn't be shocked if that's the pick too. So both of those guys, 5 picks apart, could kind of change their entire offense, which still would be a problem for Dallas because that would not be fun to play against. But I wouldn't necessarily lock them into taking away the defensive guys that Dallas wants either.
Are you about to get on a plane?
No, I'm not, unless my car can magically take off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
thought I heard some turbulence about to hit right there. So we're about to see what happens. We're talking to Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com. You can follow him at Tommy_Yarsh. Tommy, we'll get back to the draft in just a moment. But the Cowboys locked up Brandon Aubrey yesterday, making him the highest paid kicker. I have no problem with that being done because he's a 3-point shooter, and we definitely need 3 points a lot of times in these games. What did you make of the signing for the Dallas Cowboys to bringing back Brandon Aubrey?
Well, I think it was
obviously I've enjoyed covering Brandon, and he's an incredible player. Sometimes I think that we take kickers for granted. When I was calling high school games out in the Austin area near you guys, and even up here in Dallas, just talking to high school coaches, and really it extends to every level of football. Having a good kicker is such a privilege that you don't realize until you don't have a good kicker. And I think for the Cowboys to have a guy that they feel good with after they cross midfield, which if you think about it, your drive starts on the 20, you need 30 yards. If you start on the 35, you need 15. And you can get points out of that, you're in a good spot. So Brandon Aubrey is that kind of player. And, $7 million a year is high for a kicker, but I don't think it's high in general. I mean, they are paying a lot of players a lot of money, and that's their position. So I don't think it's, detrimental towards their cap space or anything like that. I think it's 2 years fully guaranteed after this season. And, they're keeping their 3 core special teamers locked together. When they signed Brian Anger and Trent Sig last year, they did it because they wanted to keep them with Brandon Aubrey. They wanted to keep those 3 together. So it only made sense to keep the third piece of the puzzle together. Dallas did that yesterday.
Yeah, I'm definitely down with that. Is there any other clear needs that the Cowboys should be looking at? I know we always talk about best available. You mentioned Jordan Tyson a little while ago. They talked about him. I've seen reports about him. Does Jerry make a splash in this draft, or does everybody kind of keep Jerry at bay?
A splash in terms of he's going to go and pick a wide receiver or make a trade, or how would you define that?
Well, it's Jerry, so we never know what Jerry's thinking on draft day.
Well, I think the splash would be if they trade up, because they're not shy about making draft day trades. They've made plenty of them in the past. Now, I think the last time they traded up was 2012 to go and get Morris Claiborne, the corner from LSU, and that maybe didn't go their way, so they're going to have that in the back of their minds for sure. But like I said, if one of those pass rushers, David Bailey from Texas Tech or Arvell Reese from Ohio State, is on the board when Cleveland comes on the clock at number 6, I think that would be a scenario where they at least Bull thinking about picking up the phone and seeing if the Browns are looking to bail out of there. And the Browns have been one of the teams that have been linked to trading back and wanting to trade back out of 6 to acquire more capital. But aside from that, I don't know. Maybe they go up to 9 if the Caleb Downs is there and they want to jump the Giants to not even give them a chance to pick there. But if a wide receiver is a pick at 12, like a Carnell Tate from Ohio State or Tyson from Arizona State, like you mentioned, I don't think I would be necessarily shocked. That they're in a situation with George Pickens where they're going to owe him a lot of money, and they have not had any talks recently about a long-term extension. So do they want to reset the wide receiver position there and see if they can get some capital out of Pickens down the line? So that could be another scenario that you're looking at too. But either way, you just have to get a player that's going to help this team. This was a 7-9-1 football team a year ago, and obviously the defense was horrid, to put it lightly. But, they need guys that can help them win at every position, and there's guys on offense, too, that could fit that bill.
You mentioned exactly what I was thinking, and that Hardge has really talked me out of, is trading George Pickens to Cleveland in the first place and trying to give them that wide receiver that they want over a long period of time and taking a draft pick right there. You think that that's even feasible, or they will want more?
I think it's more likely that they trade picks than they do Pickens in that scenario.
I like the way
because I think Cleveland's perspective is they're trying to load up on draft capital. I don't know if they necessarily want a receiver that they're going to have to pay $27 million. And that's nothing against George Pickens. This is just a straight cap conversation. I think they want the picks so they can make love them and continue to add to their team younger on the Pickens is ancient. I mean, he's only 25. So I just think that they're looking for picks, not necessarily players.
Okay.
We are talking to Tommy Yarge of DallasCowboys.com. Tommy, I know you're running crazy, and we appreciate you taking the time. And we'll talk next week after the draft to find out how close we were in all of our scenarios.
All right, guys. I appreciate you as always. Have a good week.
There he is, Tommy Yarge of DallasCowboys.com. So much to get into, so much wind turbulence.
I feel shook up.
Yeah.
We got to get him some air conditioning so you have to roll his window down. Dang. Come on, bro. Get that. Come in, get one of those leases or something.
I can't even deal with you. Get one of those things that kind of cover it up and go. Did he have his sunroof open? Going back to Cali. My guy, Tommy Yarge of DallasCowboys.com. We're going to go to H-Town and talk to our guy, Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans. You better put your seatbelts on, buddies, because he is bringing the energy right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
The voice of the Horns, Craig Way on 1300 The Zone, weekdays at 2.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a new crash going southbound on 183. The left lane is blocked off at Highway 71. For drivers northbound on Mopac, watch out for an accident around Wells Branch Parkway. And first responders are on scene of an early morning accident. Things are still being cleaned up on the 290 service road going westbound at 130. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by AirTasker.
Last month, I needed help with a leak. My daughter suggested AirTasker. I found a local tasker to handle the tap and even organize family photos. AirTasker is simple, secure, easy to use. Go to airtasker.com or download the app.
AirTasker. Get anything done.
Craig here with Dan Christensen of DJC Law. Injuries can occur anywhere, not only on the field. So if you've been injured by someone's negligence, don't fight alone. Call the team at DJC Law, the GOATs of personal injury.
That's right, Craig. At DJC Law, we fight hard to represent injury victims and get them the compensation they deserve.
Call DJC Law today at 512-888-9999. That's 512-888-9999. Or go to teamjustice.com. Principal office, Austin, Texas.
Smart drivers don't chase deals, they make decisions. This tax season, instead of spending your refund, invest it in something that keeps paying you back. At Steel Hyundai and Kyle, get 0% for 60 months on the all-new 2026 Tucson Hybrid, or 0% for 72 months on the entire all-electric Ioniq lineup. Less spin on gas, less spin on interest, more value every mile. Plus, every new Hyundai comes backed by America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile, and owner assurance. Everything we do is driven by you. SteelHyundaiKyle.com.
Come join the Zone broadcast crew and the Rowdy Cowgirls this Thursday for the first day of the Pro Football Draft. We'll be broadcasting live from the porch at Rowdy Cowboy and Round Rock beginning at 2 p.m. on I-35 Frontage Road, just north of Loop 45. Let's get rowdy.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. They can't stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m., though. They can help you sell, they can help you market, and they can help you hire in one place. They cannot help you be in three places at one time, though. And while they can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business at LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/Dan Patrick Show.
Some days self-care starts with Nature-Made gummy vitamins, a deep breath, and a little encouragement.
Mom, I'm really nervous.
Me too, honey, but we've got this. Repeat after me. I'm going to have a good day.
I'm going to have a good day.
I choose joy no matter what comes my way.
I bring joy wherever I go.
Quality gummy vitamins from Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to trust what you're seeing. Who made it? Is it real? But with iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. And if you own or manage a business here or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way in creating your future customers. Make iHeartMedia a part of your 2026 plan today. Call 844-844-iHeart. Again, that's 844-844-iHeart.
You know you need fiber for a healthy gut, but do you actually know how to get it? Quaker's been serving up fiber since 1877, with over 100 great-tasting, good source of fiber options to choose from. Whether you like old-fashioned oats, instant oatmeal, granola, or oatmeal squares, Quaker makes it delicious. So good. Get your fiber with Quaker. Shop Quaker's good source of fiber products at a store near you.
Do you have an unused car, truck, motorcycle, boat, or RV taking up space? Put it to good use by donating it to the NASCAR Foundation. Proceeds help fund medical resources for children in our racing community. Your wheels can heal. Call 844-NASCAR-9 and we'll come tow away your vehicle for free. The process is quick and your gift is tax deductible. Call 844-NASCAR-9 to donate your vehicle to the NASCAR Foundation today. Your donation will help our children survive and thrive.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Our blood runs orange.
Draft. What better way to get the latest that's going down with the Houston Texans by staying in the Lone Star State and talking to the voice of the Houston Texans, our friend Mark Vandermeer. You can follow him at Texans Voice. And Mark, let's get right into it. CJ Stroud came into camp yesterday. Everybody was talking about CJ, but now we're trying to figure out what's going on with the draft process. And there are some holes that need to be filled. What would be your first initial thoughts on what needs to be done for the Houston Texans?
Hey, guys, good morning. They got to continue to build this offensive line. I know, and we talked about this a bit back last week with Wyatt Teller, and you got Evan Brown. They re-signed Trent Brown. You know, they still have Ed Ingram, who they re-signed on this team, Braden Smith. I mean, they added a lot on the O-line, and they're good to go right now if everybody stays healthy. But that's a big if, and if everybody stays around for a few years, and that's not going to happen. So you need to get the youth movement going again. Juice Scruggs, no longer in the building. Jarrett Patterson, backup center, can play some guard for you as well. Jarrett Patterson's in year 4. You need to draft guys, and I'm talking about at least 2 out of the first 4 picks. They have 4 picks in the top 69. They got to go 2 O-linemen, in my opinion, in those first 4 picks. Now, they're going to make trades. So they'll probably not fall in the first 69, but I think 2 of the first 4 selections in this draft will be offensive linemen for the Houston Texans. I just don't know if they're going to pull the trigger in the first round on one because they might not like what they see when they get to 28, and they might want to move back.
Well, that was my question. Like, you know, who's going to be there at what that pick is, and do you even want that? Do you think they would be willing to package something and move up in the draft and possibly even get somebody like Freeling?
Yeah, I think everything's possible, guys. Everything's possible. I don't put it past them because Nick has moved up in the first round. He did it before when he got Kenyon Green. That did not work out, as we all know. He also did it to get Will Anderson Jr., who they just signed to the big, huge extension, and obviously that did work out. It doesn't always work out for you. They also moved out of the first round. Last year they did it, and a couple of years ago they burned their first-round pick on the Diggs trade, and that really did not work out. That wasn't anybody's fault other than the injury gods. So I think that when you look at the big picture here, it's more likely they move back because late first round is kind of no man's land when you look at guards, when you look at interior offensive linemen. With tackles, there are a bunch that could fall. Maybe not a bunch, but there are 1 or 2 really good ones that could fall to you right there, or you move up a couple of picks and grab them. But I don't know if they're going to go for tackle. I'm not so sure. And I think if they do, it says a lot about Blake Fisher, who's going into year 3, and he can play right tackle for you, but he's pressed into duty in that Patriots game. Didn't play that great. You know, I hope it works out for him. Hope he has a great camp. But I don't know what they're thinking right now because they don't wait for anybody. They're sitting there thinking, we got to get real deep, real good, real fast because this team is loaded for a potential very deep run in the playoffs.
Well, we have a defensive coach, and you know how he likes defensive players. You think there's any chance that one of the bigger defensive tackles might get pulled off the board?
Yeah, because you got one or two that are right there at the end of the first round. Great point. And that is a position where they are deep enough right now, I would think. But again, what's the future? Tommy Togiai, last year of his contract. Rankins is not going to play forever. Well, those are your top two right there. You know, Naquan Jones is not a player you expect to be around for 4 or 5 years. And look, not everybody you draft even think that way. You're hoping 3-4 years. If he's really good, we're going to extend him, that kind of thing. So it could happen, but doesn't it feel like kind of a luxury pick for them a bit, at least in the immediate future, to take a defensive tackle in the first round? If they do that, I think they're really confident that interior O-linemen will be there in the next 3 selections before they get out of the top 70, and they'll feel good about what can happen for them on Friday night in the O-line department. That's the only way I think they take a defensive tackle in the first round.
Also think tight end. You know, you see that Schultz got hurt in the playoffs, and then he lost his safety valve, and that's when I think that they really went awry.
Yeah, and the leading receiver on the team. So great point there. You know, you had no Nico Collins in that game. Your leading receiver of 2025 is out for the bulk of that game. Now what? It's really tough when you don't have Schultz out there or a guy like Schultz. That's why I mocked Kenyon Sadiq to them, but they're going to have to move up to take him in all likelihood. He's too good a weapon. So we'll see. If they love him, maybe they move up, but I think they'll have company. A lot of teams are going to want to move up and try to grab Sadiq because he's not just a tight end. He's a physical freak receiver that will really change your offense. You know, you look at some of these offenses around the league with great tight ends. Obviously, the Chiefs come to mind for everybody, but when Kittle had it really going on, even the Colts, I look at their receiver situation, letting Pittman walk. They've got Ty Warren, so they signed Pierce to the big extension. They have Warren, who's going into his second year, and they have Josh Downs. I think they feel really good about that, and they'll probably add to it in the draft as well. So with the Texans, adding a tight end is not far-fetched. They signed Foster Moreau in the offseason. He's a blocker. He can catch the ball, but he's a blocker. He's not a weapon that way. But by the way, I think he's going to be really good for this team. I think he's going to be like a 6th offensive lineman type of guy, really good in the locker room. I think he'll be a big plus.
I like that.
We're talking to Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans. You can follow him at Texans Voice on social. You know, we talk about this a lot as we start to move forward with this NFL draft. No one ever really knows who's going where and how this is all going to go down. But my question to you is about Nick Caserio, what he's been able to do in the draft, some of the pieces. You talked about some of the misses, but he's really hit some home runs in a lot of these spots.
Yeah.
So should we expect him to continue to swing for the fences in this draft?
Well, I think he handles it carefully. You know, Nick, and we've probably talked about this, he's a big financial guy. He watches CNBC probably more than ESPN. He is that kind of thinker, and he looks at value and tries to find value where other people don't. You know, it's kind of a Moneyball thing. Not exactly, but I'm just going there for dramatic purposes. Nick is a really bright individual, and D'Amico trusts him. And they work well together. Nick is very clear to say, D'Amico and I think this, D'Amico and I think that, because they are a brain trust together. Because D'Amico knows things that Nick doesn't, and Nick knows things that D'Amico could use some help with because he's a head coach, not a general manager. So it's a really good partnership. I expect him to be really good in this draft and in all drafts, because you look at his record. I mean, look at the 2021 draft. They had no first or second round pick. That draft had Nico Collins in the 3rd round, Davis Mills in the 3rd round. And look, Mills is not a frontline starter in this league, but he could be a starter, kind of. And he's a very good backup. And it was a 3rd round pick. So that's a pretty good selection right there. And Brevin Jordan was in that class. And, you know, he's had injuries, but I think Brev, when we talk about tight end, they can't trust it that he's going to be healthy, but he's healthy again. So let's see if he can get to the starting line and get to the finish line, more importantly, healthy. So I think when you look at, and I'm giving you that one draft, you know, trading up to get Will Anderson, sensational stuff. Kalen Bullock, Kamari Lassiter. You're looking at 2nd and 3rd round pick with Lassiter and Bullock respectively. That's fantastic stuff right there. Those guys are Pro Bowlers. So he has done a remarkable job, and I don't expect anything different moving forward.
I was in Houston a couple of weeks ago, and I got to meet Coach Ryan. And
nice.
I did not realize how big he was. I mean, he's got to be 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", 240, 260. A big man.
Yep. And still in the gym a lot. He doesn't talk about it much, but he is. I mean, you don't maintain that kind of physique where it looks like you could put on the pads and be a good 2000s era linebacker still in this league.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got a few snaps left in him, and a wonderful human, right? I mean, I would imagine he made a really nice impression on you.
He made a great impression, and the fact that he's a pro wrestling fan at the highest order really made me like him because he respects our work.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, wrestling is an interesting entity, right? I mean, the amount of intelligent people that follow wrestling. I mean, Nick Casario, huge wrestling fan, absolutely huge. I mean, when he's on the flagship here in Houston, they play his walkout music. They do a whole bunch of wrestling stuff when he comes on to the show. We don't really do that with him on Texans radio because I'm not that knowledgeable, but it is notable.
Well, I'm going to educate you. I'm your plug now.
Okay.
He's like, okay.
I like it.
I'm not
I like
interested,
it.
Mark.
I like it.
Before we let you go, I know we talk a lot about the draft. What's the latest on Tank Dell and his recovery? Is he going to be good to go moving forward?
I think that he's good to go for now, and that's all they can ask for. He's good for now. We'll see where it ends up in the future because wear and tear, he looks good, I guess, to them. However, football speed, football situations, hits, doing it every day. Training camp is such a grind, guys. I mean, when I watch what these guys go through during camp, I'm thinking, can we just stop? Can we just play ball? Aren't we good? After 2-3 weeks, I'm thinking, aren't we good to go right now? They've done enough, right? Don't do anything else to them, coach. I just feel like they're risking injury every day, which they obviously are, but this is what they feel like they need to do to get ready. And Tank's got to go through it along with everybody else, and we'll see if he can survive it and get to the season and be really good the way he was. Now, I don't think this eliminates the possibility of them drafting a wide receiver somewhere along the way. I know they just drafted 2 last year relatively high, but I would not think that this could stop right now. There's no Christian Kirk on this team. Tank is coming back, but what do you really have? I think you got to add another one. And I love Xavier Hutchinson too. Just interviewed him yesterday. We had him on the show, but I might think about more if I'm the Houston Texans, at least heading into camp, a young guy who could continue to develop.
There he is, the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer. You can follow him at Texans Voice on social media. Good luck on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And hopefully your team, the Houston Texans, have a great, great draft. We won't know for a fact, but we can definitely see what the names look like.
All right. Thanks a lot for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem. There he is, Mark Vandermeer. Coming up next, we have the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Don't miss the 2026 iHeart Country Festival, Saturday, May 2nd at the Moody Center. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
There's a new crash going southbound on 183. The left lane is blocked off at Highway 71. For drivers northbound on Mopac, watch out for an accident around Wells Branch Parkway. And first responders are on scene of an early morning accident. Things are still being cleaned up on the 290 service road going westbound at 1:30. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Cotton Patch Cafe.
Big plates, bigger flavors, still just $9.99. Texas value meals at Cotton Patch Cafe. Chicken fried steak, meatloaf, crispy tenders. The kind of comfort food that brings everybody to the table. Texas value meals. Scratch cooked, $9.99, and only at Cotton Patch.
Every tailgate has that one expert. You know the guy. He's got 3 TVs, a smoker, cornhole boards, and a spreadsheet for brisket timing. But the real MVP move, you know what it is. It's a cooler full of ice-cold Bud Light. Simple, classic, and always the right call. Bud Light, the official domestic beer of Texas Athletics. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy, Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell consult. The Cordell consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis.
Over 250 years ago, America didn't like the taxes, so we dumped the tea. That same unstoppable spirit drives Ram trucks. Now, with the Declaration of Deals, we're pledging our allegiance to the American people with great deals on the Ram 1500, welcoming back the legendary Hemi V8, the most luxurious, technologically advanced, and strongest Ram 1500 ever. Or get a great deal on the most advanced Ram heavy-duty pickup ever with the available Cummins Turbo Diesel, delivering 1,075 pound-feet of torque, built to tow, haul, and dominate any challenge. All backed by a 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Because nothing stops Ram. Hurry into your Ram dealer for the Declaration of Deals. Based on standard and available features offered, excludes BEVs, applies to 2026 model year vehicles, not transferable. Visit Mopar.com for complete details and a copy of the powertrain limited warranty. Cummins is a registered trademark of Cummins Inc. Ram and Hemi are registered trademarks of FCA US LLC.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, steady rain this morning, showers continuing for your Tuesday afternoon, a high in the upper 60s. Scattered showers tonight, a low of 63. Wednesday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, a high near 80.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
American soccer is about to explode.
The World Cup is coming.
Ramos sending on to Ernie Stewart, the chip. Score!
I'm Tab Ramos.
I'm Tom Boat. On our podcast, Inside American Soccer, you'll get the real storylines, the biggest decisions, and the truth about the U.S. national team.
It wouldn't be a huge surprise if our team ends up in the quarterfinals or potentially a great run into the semifinals.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Inside American Soccer, and listen now.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. We cover all 40 acres.
You heard the beat drop, and that can only mean one thing. WWE Hall of Famer and World's Strongest Man. The Mark Henry will bring you his World's Strongest Man. Take it away, big fella.
Hard. Yes. You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Man. Marcus. Back then, they didn't know me, but now that I'm hot, they all on. Okay. Well, another edition. Just got back from WrestleMania. And I was going to talk about the draft, but because of what happened with the networks, meaning the WWE has relationships with Netflix as well as its TV providers, but the big deal that they sparked with ESPN was not happy with what they were getting for what they spent. And we can all understand that, right? You know, you paid the premium price, you want premium benefits. ESPN got 2 matches on ESPN live that Hardge, especially the second night. The first night they got really good wrestling. They put on the matches and they had the highest ratings that they've had in years. The second night they got Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, a match that everybody was anticipating, and it was like the main event. It had the same type of energy. They got a hell of a match out of Brock Lesnar. But what we didn't know is that Brock Lesnar was going to take his boots off after he lost, take his gloves off and put them in the middle of the ring and basically say that he was retiring. He didn't say it in words, but in action, whenever you do that, I mean, he's crying. When the last time you never saw Brock Lesnar cry before? Like it was a big deal. And the numbers were the thing that ESPN loved. And they even came out with a statement saying how pleased they were with WrestleMania, and going forward, they were looking forward to what was going to happen in the up and coming months. Do you think, and it's my take is this, I think people rush too much. Like the WWE established this deal with ESPN. It was very difficult for fans to access and pay the $190 or whatever it was for this premium package. Now you get a lot. You get pro wrestling, you get football games, you get baseball games that are premium games. Like the list goes on. But my take is this. Do you think they should have been more patient and waited to after WrestleMania than to complain a month ago, a month and a half ago? My take is they should have been more patient. What say you?
Well, I don't think for people that aren't wrestling fans, they didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not a wrestling fan, you're not paying attention to that detail, nor are you going to wait around to see what it looks like, to see what it's all about.
Right. They probably, well, I didn't want wrestling in the first place.
Exactly. So everybody's not as fanatics about wrestling
right.
like that. And they were probably looking for something else. The one thing I will say, though, is because I did watch a little bit of both events, both days, the amount of people that were at the Allegiant Field, I mean, the in Las Vegas, both nights was incredible. I don't think it was the record. I don't think
it wasn't the record. They set the records last year.
Right. But it was unbelievable how many people were actually in attendance to watch WrestleMania.
52,000 and 56,000.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people to go and watch wrestling for 2 days. Because most of those people went both days. And then there were some that just wanted to go on the final day.
And there was probably about 3,000 tickets that was left up for the last for both days.
Right.
And they didn't sell out. But I mean, I'm
that's
sure
as close as you can get to a sellout with all those people that were in that
but
arena.
There were people that were showing pictures of empty seats and stuff like that's gonna hurt the WWE's feelings.
Right.
You know, like it didn't happen. There was a lot that happened this year. The economy is in a different place, and there was a lot of dissension with fans because they originally wanted to go to New Orleans,
right?
And they switched it back to Las Vegas, and they raised and lowered the ticket prices. Like at the end, it was a lot of things that went on, but nonetheless, the whole point of the of my take today was about the networks. I thought Netflix got what it got. It looked like Netflix got what they wanted, and ESPN was secondary with what they paid, and that's not what it was. It's a transitional phase. You have to roll from one thing to the other to establish in a big place, and that's what the WWE did at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I thought, all in all, from what what I've seen online, some of the people that were there, and it looked like it was a great event. The Netflix part of it, the Netflix After Dark thing or whatever it was, supposedly it was outstanding as well. So, everybody got what they needed out of it. But you know as well as I do, once you start getting in these partnerships, it's never going to be smooth.
And shout out to all the fans that I flew on the plane with back to Austin yesterday. Met a friend of yours. It was just really cool. And thank y'all for being so respectful to me. Thank you.
So you could get some sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't scared of the sleep. Sleep is good,
But
Mark.
hey,
Don't be mad.
They showed me a lot of love in the airport.
That's good. That's good. There he is, WWE Hall of Famer, World's Strongest Man, the Mark Henry. When we come back, Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Is it going to be on display again tonight? Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app.
Tickets are on sale now, y'all, to experience country music history in the making at our 2026 iHeart Country Festival presented by Capital One. Saturday, May 2nd, country's biggest stars will be right here in Austin. See Kane Brown, Parker McCullum, Riley Green, Shabuzi, Dylan Scott, Russell Dickerson, Gretchen Wilson, Chase Matthew, Lauren Elena. All hosted by Bobby Bones. Don't miss your chance to see country music's biggest superstars, all on one stage. Tickets are on sale now. Don't miss out. Get yours before they sell out at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com. And you can be there in person at our 2026 iHeart Country Festival, presented by Capital One.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Some light brake taps this morning due to a crash on I-35 northbound at Highway 79, as well as ongoing cleanup for a wreck on Mopac northbound around Wells Branch Parkway. And for drivers on 620 this morning, the traffic lights are not working at El Salito Parkway, and this is causing some major backups in all directions. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text PARENT to 323232. PARENT to 323232. PARENT to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
The Spring Savings Kickoff is on at Group 1 Ford of South Austin. Lease the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport for just $299 a month and $299 due at signing. Or drive the 2026 Ford Explorer, now $399 a month with $399 due at signing. Zero security deposit. With transparent pricing and no dealer add-ons, what you see is what you pay. Shop Group 1 Ford of South Austin today.
36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Excludes tax, title registration, and license fees. See dealer for full details. Offers end 4/30/26.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings, like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting saber-tooth zip ride or pan for gemstones. Take the wild cave tour or the hidden passages tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
At Kohl's, spring style starts with the season's best shoe sale and continues with 15% off the rest of your looks. But with great outfits from Kohl's, what happens next is unexpected. Strangers ask where you shop. The breeze feels like it's blowing just for you. Your kids post for photos willingly. Yep, great spring outfits can do that kind of thing. Find yours at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles, offers end April 26th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Phones, laptops, cars, smart speakers, even on your TV. All devices, all the time. We are everywhere you are. 1300 The Zone.
Back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Always free on the iHeart Radio app. Make sure you stay locked in all day long as we get better and better. Dan Patrick Show comes up next, followed by Colin Cowherd. Craig Way Show with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way. And make sure you tune into the Craig Way Show because we'll know more about if Texas is going to be able to play the game tonight. It's supposed to rain all day long, and Texas is supposed to play Air Force Academy tonight. I'll be on the call for SEC Network Plus, and Craig obviously will be on the call on 103. Bang, he hit that bang. That's right, 103.1 FM. Stay locked in, but it's always free on the iHeart Radio app. Yesterday, the news came out. Victor Wembanyama is now the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year. Not only is he the youngest player to win Defensive Player of the Year, he's the first unanimous winner to win MVP of the year. Defensive Player of the Year. And now he gets a chance to speak about it.
It means everything. I'm smiling because I was just reminding myself of the time where I was actually at Hakeem's and looking at this plaque, saying basically block shots leader all time, right? And he was like, you're going to beat that one day. So, one step at a time.
One step at a time for Victor Wembanyama.
That's got to be a great feeling, though, to have somebody like Hakeem kind of look at you and go, hey, go get my record.
Yeah, bless you to be able to do that. Tonight, the Kia NBA Clutch Player of the Year will be given out. Wednesday night, you will get the Sixth Man of the Year. Thursday, the Sportsmanship Award. Okay.
And why no, you're not gonna do that.
Friday, you get the Most Improved Player of the Year award. And I mean, come on, man. Sportsmanship.
Yeah, man.
It means a lot, Hardge.
I touched the ball.
Yeah.
I touched it, coach.
I mean,
it's not even that. It's more you're a unanimous guy that everybody looks at, respects, and goes, man, that's a respectful, nice guy, a good ambassador to basketball. That's a good award to win. It's not relying on scoring or defense. It's like you're a good hand.
What color is that ribbon that you go get?
Yellow.
What color is that ribbon that you're gonna get for the Sportsmanship Award?
It'll be purple. That's the Regal Award. That's the Nice Guy Award.
Oh my goodness.
Purple and gold.
The finalists of the MVP will be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama. The Rookie of the Year finalist awards is VJ Edgecombe, who I loved at the beginning of the year. I still think he's one heck of a player. Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple. And we all believe that Cooper Flagg is going to get that award. Defensive Player of the Year, we just announced. Victor Wembanyama, unanimous Defensive Player of the Year. The Most Improved Player, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We got a chance to see him on display last night. He was a lockdown defender for the Atlanta Hawks. Denny Avdija, he was the one that had 30 against the Spurs the other night. He's on display. And Jalen Duran is from Detroit Pistons. We'll get a chance to see that. Sixth Man of the Year, Tim Hardaway Jr., Jaime Jaquez Jr. of the Heat, but we all know Keldon Johnson is going to be the one to get it for the Spurs. The Clutch Performer is Anthony Edwards, Shai Gilgeous, and Jamal Murray. Coach of the Year, JB Bickerstaff, who I'm happy for JB Bickerstaff because that dude has bounced around in the NBA and hadn't really had a good team. But now with Detroit, they played a lot better. Mitch Johnson and Joe Mazzulla. As much as I love Mitch Johnson and what they've been able to do, you got to give it to Joe Mazzulla because that was a team without Jason Tatum. A lot of people didn't even think that they were going to be in the playoffs.
Didn't give him a shot.
That's why I'm
disappointed. I know I didn't.
That's why I'm disappointed that Jaylen Brown wasn't a finalist for MVP. But those names,
everybody don't get to go to the dance.
Well, you're going to get a purple ribbon for sportsmanship. Is he going to be up for that?
So when did we start doing fourth place?
Well, put him in there. He deserved it. He earned it.
You top three.
Okay, so here's the other thing. This is an award that is interesting to me, and I'm still trying to find out how Jason Tatum got put in this league. So there's the Teammate of the Year award. Teammate of the Year award. Desmond Bane, Orlando Magic. Jalen Brunson, New York Knicks. Pat Connaughton of the Charlotte Hornets. De'Aaron Fox of the Spurs. Jeff Green, Rockets. Drew Holiday, Trailblazers. DeAndre Jordan, Pelicans. Duncan Robinson, Pistons. Marcus Smart, Lakers. Jason Tatum, Celtics. Gary Temple, Raptors. And Jalen Williams, Thunder. Is this when people get hurt, you get to be a good teammate? What is this about?
Listen, also.
He's not going left.
You got to factor this in. You cheer for your teammates on the bench. But also, it's like the sidekick award. It's like you kind of the man, but you got other people on your team that actually are equal to you. So you just, you kind of the sidekick.
Maybe they should name that award after a player like Jack Haley. He used to cheer a lot on the sideline.
Wow. Nobody wants to have their name associated with the guy that's waving the towel on the bench.
Here to present the Jack Haley Award as commissioner. No way. No. And my boy's words. No way. No how. That is not happening. Make sure you stay locked in and be ready to go. This Thursday, we will have our NFL draft show live at the Rowdy Cowboy. Cam Parker, Mark Henry, Bucky and BK, and myself will lead you up to the draft from 2 o'clock. We will start at 2 o'clock Thursday at the Rowdy Cowboy, 2401 IH-35 Frontage Road, South IH-35 Frontage Road in Round Rock. Come and hang out with us. It is just 2 days away. Make sure you stay locked in all morning long. Dan Patrick is next. Colin Cowherd, followed by the Craig Way Show. He'll be giving you updates about Texas baseball as Texas baseball takes on Air Force tonight. You can hear that on 103.1. But after the Craig Way Show, you got Bucky and BK keeping you laughing for your drive time. For Mark Henry, for Marcus, I'm Hardball Hardge. And just remember this, folks. Don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
Have you figured out your favorite day at the Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock yet? The hottest new sports bar in Texas. Great every day or any day with the Rowdy Cowgirls. An amazing menu of food and drinks, 70 big screen TVs. But Tuesday is Bikinis and Booze Day. All day, spirits, beers, Rowdy Cowgirls. So saddle up and hit the road and join us at Rowdy Cowboy in Round Rock on the east side of I-35, just north of the 45 hood.
What if your checking account paid you like a savings account? With Austin Telco's True Earnings Checking, earn 5% APY on balances up to $15,000. Just deposit $1,500 in new money each month and make